Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. Yesterday we were discussing about equipotential surface and also about relation between electric field and potential. Now we found out that the relation between electric field and potential is E is equal to minus dV by dx, which is also called as negative potential gradient. Now today we are going to continue with electrostatic potential for collection of point charges. Now, to understand this, you should be very familiar with what was the concept we were discussing yesterday. That is about electric potential gradient and electric potential due to a point charge. All these things you should remember, especially electric potential due to a point charge. Now, what is electric potential due to a point charge? We have the equation to be V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Now, this formula we are going to use as far as this whole topic is concerned. Okay, now let me explain you this diagram with a small diagram. One more diagram I will draw here, children. Now, let me consider 2 points. This point be A and this point be B. Okay, and the distance of separation between these 2 points is R. Okay, now I'm going to bring a charge Q1 to point A. Okay, now I have placed a charge Q1 at A. Now at B, there will be a potential due to this Q1, yes or no? So what is the potential at B due to the charge Q1? So the potential at B will be equal to, what is the potential I can write here? It is V is equal to, I can write Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the distance between A and B? It is R, correct? So the potential at B due to the charge Q1, which is at a distance of R, is given as V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So this is the formula I have used here, electric potential formula. Electric potential due to a point charge. So I can say that now this potential is, so this is due to the effect of charge Q1 which is placed at a distance R. Okay, so this potential V is the work done to bring a unit positive charge from infinity to the point. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring a charge Q2 from infinity. Okay, so where is the charge Q2 now? Listen very carefully. Whatever I am teaching you, I want you to listen carefully so that you understand the concept clearly. P6, if you are not going to understand the concept, how much ever you will read the textbook, you will not be able to follow. So please understand the concept clearly. I am going to bring a charge Q2 from infinity. Where I am bringing this charge? I am bringing this charge to position B. So what should I do to bring a charge Q2 from infinity? I have to do some work. Yes or no? So what is the work done in bringing a charge Q2 from infinity is, yesterday we learned what is the formula for work done. It is Q into V. Work done is Q into V. So what is Q? Here it is Q2 and V is the potential. So what is the work done now? It is Q2 into V. And we know what is the potential at V. Sorry, potential at B. Potential at B is V is equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So I will write potential at B is equal to V is equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R, which is the potential due to the charge Q1, yes or no? So what is the work done in bringing a unit positive charge Q2 from infinity to the point? It is Q2 into, instead of V, I will substitute Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So this will be the equation for the work done. Now this work done is stored as potential. Is it clear, children? So the potential energy depends on the distance between the 2 point charges. Now I just compare this diagram. Here it is Q1, here it is Q2. I was just explaining you this alone separately. So first Q1, I'm bringing it to point A. There is no work done, so the Q1 will come here and it will create a potential at B, which is equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. I am going to bring a charge Q2 from infinity to a point B. To bring a charge Q2 from infinity to point B, I need to do some work which is equal to Q2 into V. Now I know the potential V is equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R at B due to the charge Q1 at A. So what will be the work done? This is the work done. This work done is stored as potential energy. Fine. So, and I also said the potential energy depends only on the distance between the 2 point charges. Okay. Now this would have been the opposite also. Now what did I do? I took a charge Q1, brought it to A, potential at B was found out. The same thing I can do. I can have first Q2 to be at B. If Q2 is going to be at B, what is the electropotential at Q1? You will not have any charge here. You will have only Q2 here. What is the potential at A? I will write the potential at A as V is equal to Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Then I bring a charge Q1 from infinity to A. Now what will be the potential? Again you will have the same formula. Is it clear? Is it clear whether it is Q2 to infinity to B or whether it is Q1 from infinity to A? You will have the work done to be W is equal to Q2 Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R, which is nothing but the potential energy. Is it clear? Is it clear, children? So go through this paragraph very clearly. Understand what I am trying to say. Okay, only if you understand, I can go to the next part, which is nothing but potential energy due to a collection of point charges. Now what I have done here, what is the diagram about? Now here I have three charges here. I am going to bring the charge one by one. The first two I have already brought. Okay, so what I'm going to do now let me start from the first itself. Let us not bother about this, forget about this. I'm going to start with a new explanation again. So let us start to bring the charge Q1, then the charge Q2, then the charge Q3, and find out what is the total electrostatic potential energy due to a system of charges. System of three charges as far as our diagram is concerned. Clear, children? Clear? So let us start with charge Q1. Now I am bringing a charge Q1 from infinity to the point A. So look at the charge Q1. The charge Q1 is here. I will bring this charge Q1 from infinity. Imagine that there are no other charges. Only we talk about Q1. So forget about this, all these things. So bring a charge Q1 from infinity to A. When you bring a charge Q1 from infinity to A, no work is done because we don't have any other charge, right? So no work is done. So I will just bring the charge bring the charge Q1, and I can easily bring the charge Q1 to A without any opposing forces. The charge Q1 will comfortably come and sit at A. No work is done. Okay? Right? And this charge Q1 will create a potential where? at a distance of B, okay, which is at a distance of R12, this will have a potential V is equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R, as we saw here. Yes or no? Now, I am going to bring a second charge Q2. Now, where am I bringing the second charge Q2? I am bringing the second charge Q2 to the position B. Okay. Now, what I should do? I should do the work against the electric field. Now, definitely this A would have created an electric field. Yes or no? So, I should do the work to bring a charge Q2 from infinity to point B against the electric field created by the charge Q1. So, I definitely have to do work here. So, work done will be, let this be a separate topic. Now, I will start here. Okay. Let this formula be as such. Right. Now, what is the work done? So, work done will be general formula Q into V, right? So, here Q is Q2, right? Q2 into, now potential at B due to the charge Q1, yes or no? So, W equal to Q2 into V into 1B, where V1B is the electrostatic potential at B due to the charge Q1 at A. Okay, so what will be the potential energy U? That is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. I have Q1 Q2 by R12. Is it clear? You understood? Now I have written the potential energy between these two charges, which is at a distance of R12. First I bring this charge Q1 from infinity to A, no work done. Then I bring the charge Q2 from infinity, where the work is done against the electric field due to Q1. So the work done is energy, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12. Okay. Now this expression you will be getting when I bring first the charge Q2, where no work will be done. Then I bring charge Q1 from infinity against the electric force that is created due to Q2. Again the work done will be the value, same value. No change in this value, right? Clear? Now, what is the next step? There is one more charge here pending. See here, he is waiting to come and occupy, right? So let us consider this charge Q3. I am going to bring this charge Q3. So when this Q3 is coming, it has to overcome so many forces, because Q1 also would have created an electric field. Q2 also would have created an electric field. So this Q3 should be brought in such a way, or the work done in Q3 should be in such a way to against the direction of the electric field that is created due to Q1 and Q2. Clear, children? So, what will be the work done to bring the charge Q3 is work done is equal to, again, Q3 into work potential due to C due to A and potential at C due to the charge Q2. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now let me write the equation for this, children. W is equal to Q3. Now what is the potential? Potential at C due to the charge Q1 at A. So what will be the formula? Here it is Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R13. Am I right? Okay, next again plus, here it is due to the second charge Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught wait children, R 2 2, 3. Is it clear? Now I bring the common term outside. W is equal to, which is a common term, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is a common term. Inside I have Q1 Q3 by R13 plus, again I have Q2 Q3 by R23. Is it clear now? This is due to the work done. This is the work done due to these two charges Q1 and Q2 at Q3. Is it clear? Now I have an equation where I have the work done. See here, this I have to compare. Now add all these things. So what will be the total electrostatic potential when bringing three charges to a system? So what will be the total potential energy now? U is equal to, in all these three, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common, right? So I have Q1 Q2 by R12 plus Q1 Q3 by R13 plus Q2 Q2 Q3 by R23, which is the total potential energy. Now this total potential, electrostatic potential energy, is the work done to assemble system of charges to one particular system. Now this can be done anyway. Either I can bring charge Q1 to be first, then bring charge Q2, Q3, or I can bring the charge Q2 first and bring charge Q1 and then Q charge. See, as you all know, we were discussing about work done and we talked about conservative forces, which is definitely independent of path. So system of charges can be arranged anyway, but only thing is you have to know that the work done depends only on the distance and the work done is against the electric field. Is it clear, children? This concept is clear. Now with this concept in mind, let us go on to the simple sum. Actually the concept is very well explained here, children. When you go through the concept and do this sum, pakka you will understand the concept. Okay, now let us move on to the sum. Four charges are arranged at the corners of the square PQRS. So where is P, where is Q, where is R, where is S? Find out. Of side A as shown in the figure, find the work required to assemble these charges in the given configuration. The same principle we are going to apply here. So you have to find out what is the work done to assemble all these charges in this particular position. Then suppose a charge Q dash is brought to the center of the square by keeping the four charges fixed at the corners. How much extra work is required? So you need to find out what is the work required to bring the charge Q dash to the center of the square. With this, all four charges fixed at the corners. So let us move to the solution of this sum. So first I am going to bring charge plus Q at P. Okay, so forget about all the other charges. I am going to bring the first charge plus Q to P. So this will come very easily because no other charges are to disturb that. So definite no work is done. So work done at P will be 0. This will sit comfortably at P. Which one will sit? Plus Q. Right. Now we'll go to the second. Now which charge I am going to bring? I am going to bring minus Q charge to the position Q. Right. So what is the work done? Work done at Q equal to, right? What is the magnitude of the charge? It is minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the distance? It is A. So I am going to bring a charge minus Q from infinity to this position Q against the electric field created by plus Q, which is at a distance of A. Instead of R, I have substituted A here, that's all. So work done, WQ is equal to minus Q. Actually work done here, I have one more Q, sorry I forgot. Electric potential due to plus charge is also there, right? So I forgot this. So now what will be the work done? WQ is equal to minus Q square by 4 pi epsilon naught A. Clear, children? You understood? Right. Now let us move on to the third charge. Where is the third charge? The charge is at R. So to bring plus q, what is the charge I should bring? I should bring plus q from infinity to R. When I do this, I have two more charges there. One is plus q at P, the other one is minus q at Q. So I have to do the work against these two charges, right? So what is the work done at R now? Work done at R is, what is the charge I am bringing there? The charge I am bringing there is plus q into the potential due to the other two charges P and Q, right? So what is the potential due to minus Q? So minus Q, the potential is minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught A plus, what is the potential at P? Now here I have to consider the distance which should be the diagonal. So what should be the distance PR, children? PR will be in a square. I'll give you a hint. In a square, in a square of side A centimeter. If the side of the square is going to be A centimeter, what will be the diagonal measurement? The diagonal will be measured as, the diagonal will be root 2 times A. Okay. So now if I want to calculate the potential due to plus Q at P, the potential should be, of course, it is Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. What should be the distance? The distance between the diagonal PR. So what should be the distance? I will write here as Q, that is the charge at P is Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the distance now? It is root 2 A. Is it clear? Now take the common terms outside. Okay, so the common terms, it is q, it will come, you have q square, already a q is there outside. So q square by 4 pi epsilon naught A also I can take it from the denominator. So inside I have minus 1. It's because all the other terms have come out. Q on the numerator, denominator 4 pi epsilon naught A has come out. So it is minus 1 plus here also q, so I'll write plus here, big plus. Q by 4 pi epsilon naught A has come out. So which alone will be there? It is 1 by root 2. Is it clear? So this is about the work done to bring a charge plus q to R against the electric forces due to plus q and minus q at P and Q. Clear? Now the fourth one. So fourth one, I'm going to bring a charge minus q. Minus q. Now all the three other charges are there. So what is the work done here? Again work done at S equal to, what is the charge at S? It is minus q. So that should be outside. The potential due to all the other charges, it is due to the first charge at P, it is q by 4 pi epsilon naught A plus it is due to R. The R also you have plus Q. So it is again 4 pi epsilon naught A. Now when I consider the charge at Q, it is minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught distance. It is root 2A because again it is a diagonal distance. So take all the common terms outside. Let me draw a line. So common term outside, so I have Ws equal to common terms, when you take outside, you will have q to come outside. So you have q square here. Q square by bring all a outside. So 4 pi epsilon naught a has come outside. So you have inside, here it is q by 4 pi epsilon naught a, here it is q by 4 pi epsilon naught a. So everything will come out. So it is 2 q by 4 pi epsilon naught a, right? So q by 4 pi epsilon naught comes out. So you have only 2 inside. 2 minus, you will have 1 by root 2. So this is the work done. So we have found out all the 4 points. What is the work done? So first question is answered. Second question. Suppose a charge q dash is brought to the center of the square by keeping the 4 charges fixed at the corners. How much extra work will be done? Okay. So work required to bring the charge q dash to the center of the square is q dash into potential at the center due to all the 4 charges, right? But look at the charges here, children. The charges at P and Q. Here it is plus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R potential. Here it is plus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R potential. Here the potentials are the same. So when I sum up to that, the potential adds up to 0. So the potential created by 2 charges are cancelled. Here the potential created is cancelled by the potential created at R. Here also it is minus Q. Here also it is minus Q. So here also they cancel each other. So what will be the work done here? The work done will be 0. You need not do any work to bring a charge to the point O, because if any charge when brought to Q, it moves without any external force, because there is no net force acting on that charge Q. So there is no problem for the charge Q to come to that position. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? So go through the example sum. Now let us move on to a very important topic, electrostatic potential energy of a dipole in a uniform electric field. Now this we have already done. What is that we have done is, when you keep a dipole in a uniform electric field, the dipole will experience a torque whose value is given as tau equal to Pe sin theta. This you are very familiar with. The same thing I am going to continue with. Now what I am going to do here is, I am going to bring a dipole. The electric field given is a uniform electric field. But what I am going to do here is, when I keep a dipole, definitely it will experience a torque. This you are familiar. See here, every topic is dependent on the previous topic. If you are not going to know the formula of tau equal to P sin theta, now here it is very difficult for you to follow up. So tau is equal to P sin theta. Now I am going to rotate this dipole between two angles, that is theta dash and theta. Now when I rotate the dipole, already the dipole will have a torque which is equal to P sin theta. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to rotate this dipole between two angles theta dash to theta. So what I am going to do? To rotate the dipole from its initial angle. Now theta dash is the initial angle and theta is the final angle. So I have to do some work against the torque tau equal to P sin theta. Already there is a torque existing. When it is kept in an electric field, definitely the dipole will experience a torque which is equal to P sin theta. Now I am going to do the work against this tau. Yes or no? So the work done by an external torque, I am going to do the work. I am going to make the dipole rotate. So I am doing an external work. External torque is given. So the work done against the torque exerted by the electric field is stored as, see here. So work done will be equal to integral theta dash to theta tau external. So d theta is the small work done. So the work done will be tau external. I take only the mod value. So external torque, it is equal to move the torque, which is equal to the mod value of P cross E. Okay. So I will have the equation for work done to be, when I integrate this between theta dash and theta, I have P cross E is P sine theta, right? So P sine theta d theta. So when I integrate, I will have P will be out. I have integral sine theta to be minus cos theta. When I rearrange the value, I have cos theta minus cos theta dash, which is the work done. So not theta here, it should be W. It should be the work done. Now go through this topic. I will be discussing this in detail in the next class. I just want you to go through, find out what is the work done. Okay, the remaining I'll be discussing, and there is one more problem based on this. I just gave you the hint of what is this, children. I will be definitely discussing this in detail along with the problem. Okay, so definitely go through the topic. You have to understand what is potential energy work done. Okay, so please go through it. We'll continue tomorrow. Bye.